Hi everybody, I'm Amanda the G. Does this hat make this hair better at all? I'm really trying here. I am fighting the poodle today, let me tell you. So while I was in Germany, I spent a lot of time going to restaurants by myself, and I realized I am terrible about going to a restaurant alone. And it didn't help that my phone doesn't have an international plan. So I was just sitting there and without access to the internet for the vast majority of the time. There are a couple places that have internet, like a lot of places actually have Wi-Fi, but you kind of have to pay for it on some of them, and some of them it's like really terrible, and my phone, you know, would die after a period of time anyway. So it was just kind of, I'd just sit there by myself for a prolonged period of time because they do not rush dinner in Germany. And, you know, you're sitting in a restaurant alone. It's just weird. From the very beginning to the very end, it's just weird. And I will tell you, in Europe, different restaurants handle it differently if you're just by yourself. And when I was in Italy the last time, they would take the chair across from me away. One of the benefits of going by myself was I got to go to whatever restaurant I wanted to, whatever time I was actually hungry at, and it's pretty easy to get the check when it's just you and just get out of there. So you can eat, you can stay as long as you want to stay, and then you can leave, and you're not waiting on someone else to be ready to go. For the most part, I spent a lot of the times eating either like in the hotel where it was easier, or I would get something there I could grab and go, but there were definitely multiple times that I went to restaurants just by myself and sat down and just ate a meal by myself. In one of these attempts at being alone in a restaurant and not doing anything, I had my phone with me. Now, I will preface this as saying Amanda didn't really eat much this day, and then I had one glass of wine there, and they brought my wine before they bring my food. And I wasn't drunk, okay? I was a little tipsy in a restaurant in Germany, drinking red wine at an Italian restaurant in Germany. And the Italian restaurants in Germany, you actually can speak Italian because they all speak Italian there. So that's actually easier for me because I'm better at Italian, so I can ask for things in Italian and it was fine and much easier than me trying to do broken German with it. But anyway, I made a poem which I wrote on my phone because of course I did, because this is what you have all the time. You don't have anything else. You have your phone. So I wrote a poem. So I'm going to share with you the worst poem ever written, and I wrote it. You're welcome. Okay, I titled this because for some reason Tipsy Amanda thought it should have a title. Sitting in a restaurant tipsy and alone in Germany. A1 prime title right there. Red wine flows. A man on a date stares at me. Guess I'm interesting. Only I'm not. Not at all. Just pray. At a table with a dinner paid for. Heavy heart, missing someone I have no damn right to miss. He doesn't think of me. Have more wine. An old man eats alone. He chooses to face me. Wedding ring, folded hands, staring. Straight through my soul he glares as I play on my phone, unable to reach my own heart. Instead I write, pretend to text, but what can I say when no one will listen? I can't dine alone. Red wine flows. So that is the terrible poem that Amanda wrote tipsy in a restaurant, which involves a lot of descriptions of shit that was actually happening. There was literally a guy at the table right across from mine, also eating alone, and he decided that, like, he went in and he chose his seat, and he chose his seat to face directly at me, and it was awkward. And then there's a guy on a date over here, and that was awkward, because young guy on a date, and it was just like, I'm just gonna write what I see. But let me know how terrible that poem was in the comments. And if you like this video, click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I make a new video every Tuesday and Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Mwah. Seriously, can anyone actually eat alone anymore? It's so awkward.